Hello Virgo, here's your interpretation of the 2017 Tarotscope reading as it applies to your sign. We'll see what we have here. What does Spirit have to say? How does this work out for Virgo? Four of Pentacles. Four of Pentacles is it's a grounded sign. It's an earth sign. It's a cautious sign as well, which does kind of say a little bit about talk a little bit about Virgo as well. Virgo being the very intellectual, very thinking, very methodical, but also the overthinking can be at times, and overthinking leads to stagnation and not moving and doing things like that. So the Four of Pentacles here talks about it. One, it talks about the maintaining that stability that Virgo needs to have to feel grounded. Okay, but it also talks about holding on too tight, not hoarding and just stockpiling resources or energies and things like that. It talks about the need to let it flow. I guess it talks about both of them. It talks that there's a balance. Virgo likes control. Well, this is where you have your control in your resources and your energies and whatever these are. That be your time, your attention, your finances, so many things. It can be your helping hand, a number of deals. But anyway, it's that control you've got about what you're going to withhold and what you're going to give out and when you're going to give it out. So that's what the Four of Pentacles really talks about doing, using some logic and some reason for doing this. Okay. So as this applies to the All Gifted in January, the All Gifted in Four Pentacles, what comes to me is unlimited resources or abundance. This is the abundance that we speak of here, and the unlimited resources that we speak of here is need to be said. It's like this, that the universe or God or however you like to refer to doesn't work in any human currency. Okay, there are no dollars, there are no francs, there are no marks, there are no pounds, okay, no euros. It's simple material, what we have, okay? And if anything that we have, if we can say I have, that is that falls into the realm of our material, or into the realm of earth and pentacles and whatnot. So if you can say I have my health, well, your health is your resource. I have my time, your time is a resource. I have my emotions, they are your resource. I have my relationship, okay, that puts them as a resource. I have my food, I have my shelter, you get my point. So all of these are resources, and every one of us, to one degree, varying degrees of course, are so abundantly blessed, okay? Especially those of us watching this video right now, as compared to many others who have no means whatsoever to do so. So that's what I feel how the Four of Pentacles applies in January to the All Gifted card. It's the realization and understanding of the resources that you do have, and the abundance to give the sense of security to be able to share that and keep that flow going. So Four of Pentacles as the Hierophant. The Hierophant card talks oftentimes about the talks about our traditions, and it's the Hierophant is the Pope figure, the All Father, the traditions in both family and religion and spirituality that we have. the the spirituality that we have, the understandings that we have in here as to the Four of Pentacles. Don't hold this so deeply and so tightly to yourself. Let it free. Let it go. It's, share this understanding with others as is fit or as is needed. You're led to do so if you're prompted to do so. It's we're all connected, and you've heard the expression, we're all just leading each other home. This Four of Pentacles in this certainly applies to that. The Four of Pentacles in itself can be the all about me. I got to take care of me. Which of course we do need to take care of ourselves first, but we need to understand our own security and that we are provided for, as was shown in January with the All Gifted card. That we need to be able to let this free, let this flow, and share where we can share. Not hoard it to ourselves. Not be closed off from everybody else, I guess is what to say. The other aspect of this, as it applies to the traditions in the Hierophant, okay, don't hold and cling so tightly to these traditions that you may hold to. Change happens and evolution happens, for good reasons, because we grow and we outgrow what used to be. So have a willingness to let loose of what no longer serves you. So many times our resources that we stockpile, we don't even have a use for, and it just piles and accumulates, and it just causes a stagnant energy. We have no more room for growth. We feel stifled as we see others moving forward and changing and doing their evolutions and in their growth. We also understand that as we hold what we have and we're not growing, we also have a feeling, a sense of disconnectedness and a feeling of left behind, I guess you'd say. This, in some respects, says, let loose a little bit. Make sure you keep this flow going, and keep, obviously, what is yours and what does serve purpose. But if it doesn't, then let somebody else have whatever this may be to that may foster their growth, that may nurture and help them along on theirs. So and moving on to March, the Ace of Wands comes in here. Through the reflection that may have happened in February about our resources and holding on and traditions and what we hold so dear and what we release, I feel that there's this creativity spark, this inspiration that comes from the Ace of Wands. Aces, I must say, are the what do you call it? They're opportunities. They're opportunities of growth. They're opportunities of achievement. They're opportunities of so much. But it's just an opportunity until you seize it and make use of it. An opportunity that comes along is that flow towards you, that influx of energy that the universe is providing. And to keep that flow going, for it to go any place at all, you need to be able to open that up and share this with somebody else. Wands are our inspiration. That's what we hold so deep and dear inside of ourselves, that we need to be able to share this with somebody else. What good is art? What, if we're creatively inspired, to create. Okay, if we're inspired to create, redundancy there. Sorry. What good is it to paint a masterpiece if we're not going to put it out there for others to enjoy, or to learn from, or to grow from, or to be inspired by? So keep this flowing, going, and and see where it takes you. See how much growth it actually gives to you. You plant one seed, and it yields how much fruit? So much more than the one seed you planted. So let this spark of inspiration of the Ace of Wands, uh, plant it, nurture it, but let it loose, let it grow, and it's only going to grow with the flow of the energy, in and out. Okay, no stagnation there. Otherwise, it withers and dies. So, moving on to this will be April, and the Six of Cups. The Six of Cups. It's a joyous card. Okay, it's nostalgia. It's the sweetness of life. It's playfulness. It's just enjoying the day, enjoying the time, enjoying life altogether. Think back when you were a child, what playtime did for you, the creativity, and how the creativity inspired your playtime, and what you enjoyed. You did what you enjoyed. It wasn't work. You spent your days, if it was playing house, collecting dolls, chasing bugs, riding your bike, whatever this was. It doesn't matter. You did it because you enjoyed it, right? So let this ace inspire the happiness and the flow and all of this. This again, these are the fruits. Okay, the joy. These are the fruits we want to receive. We want to harvest in the fall, I guess you'd say. So let this keep on growing and flowing, and it's exponential growth. It yields so much more than you put into it. The returns are tenfold at least. So we move on to May, and we have the Six of Swords. Six of Swords is very much what we've been talking about here. Let go of what no longer serves you. A lot of this is mental thought, and a lot of the things that we hold on to are simply because of the thoughts that we assign to them, that we get stuck. I need this, I need this, I need this. Well, actually, if we stop and think, when was the last time we actually used this? And its usefulness has expired with us, so we give it to somebody else and let the usefulness blossom again, and that continues that energy flow. Okay, the changing of our mindset about the things that we possess. They're tools. They're simple energy, that units of energy. They're not our possession. It's what we've been given to enrich our lives, so that we can enrich somebody else's lives. Okay, this has so much to do with every aspect of our lives. Okay, like I said, it's our time, it's our finances, it has to do with it all so much. Okay, the material goods, of course, as well. But if it's just collecting in your closet, it's time to let it go, kind of a thing. Eight of Pentacles. The eights. Okay, we talk about these being masteries and whatnot. Or the Eight of Pentacles is the Apprentice card. It's reaching towards mastery. But I want to say, look at the numerology aspect of this, the numbers that are here. Okay, the Four of Pentacles is our first foundation. It's the first place where we stand and come into our own and have our understandings of where we're going and whatnot like that. It's our stability, which is, like I already talked about, your groundedness, right? But the eights are our launching point into the world. This launching point into the world, it's that foundation of outward growth, where what we're giving to others, and the impact and the differences and changes for the better, and of course for the worse if that's the direction that we head. But obviously that's not where we want to go. It's lessons to improve, not tear down. The Eight of Pentacles, though, is how you can. It talks to me like in June is that point where that opportunity comes along or fully manifests. Maybe it's the Ace of Wands finally blooms in May. I'm sorry, in June. That that what you really see, your efforts that you've been making in letting things flow and letting things go and that learning, you really start to see the tangible results from others, and whether it be through gratitude or accommodation or recognition or just a simple joy of seeing somebody else be in joy is coming to fruition. It's a mastery, of course, to be able to let go and be in control of our lives, not let our lives be in control of us, which the hoarding is a fear. And in fear, we are certainly not the masters of our lives. We are the slaves to it. Okay, so the Eight of Pentacles talks about so much. Don't be a slave to our possessions, to what we have. Become the masters of it and use it for what it's rightfully intended for. Moving along to July, Three of Pentacles. Three of Pentacles just talks about that everybody and everything has its place and its purpose, and coming to that realization from the master of the material and possessions in June. We move to the understanding of this and the application of this. Maybe you're joining forces and donating your time to charitable functions, or maybe it's you're making contributions financially to someplace. You're actually cleaning out those closets and giving, or somehow, okay, these things are manifesting in your life. You see the bigger picture that it is that we all have our place and we all have our part to play, and we are connected in the fact that your stability is your stability, of course, but your stability lends to the rest of the world as well, and to the projects, whether this is at work or whether this is in your personal life, in your relationships, in your wherever this is. And your stifling of your resources hinders what could be the stability of somebody else. So I think this realization comes into play and is actualized, so and put into motion. So the Ace of Swords in August. Ace of Swords and the Four of Pentacles. Aces are inspirations, they're ideas. The aces are inspirations, opportunities. The aces are ideas, new ways of thinking, new ways of seeing it. They're a mental process. I see that you're seeing how this is working, and you're seeing how you can actually apply this even greater and even further in your life. The Ace of Pentacles, the Ace of Swords, that aces are the Ace of Swords we always see as the divine inspiration, divine guidance, for divine being the bigger picture, the collective of everything. So whatever this inspiration that comes, this new idea, this new concept that you've got looking at things, it's really going to hit home and be at that epiphanal moment, like I say, come later in the year, just past mid-year. Prince of Cups. He's like the sword, or the knight in other decks. He's very energetic. He's very, he's romantic of sorts, of course. But he's also very spiritual. He's a spiritual seeker. The butterflies on here, on this particular card, talk about the transformation that occurs, probably from this epiphanal moment that you had, just prior. Really transforms and changes your life to something greater, something more, something more wonderful and beautiful. So this leads to into October, where we find the Magician card. It's the one. It's the beginning. It's a new beginning. The Four of Pentacles in there are resources, and as the magician, he's the master of the resources. He creates his world. He creates his desires, his passions, his the Ace of Wands from way back when. That's not necessarily just a one. Okay, that flame and that fire can be kept alive, inspiring you throughout the entire year. It doesn't have to be just a single moment in time, but keep a hold of that. The Four of Pentacles, like I said, are your resources. The magician, he has control over the mind. He has control over the emotional. He has control over the inspiration. He has control over the passion that burns in there. His thought processes. He's the center of all of this that brings it all together to manifest and create what it is that he really wants, or she really wants. So, moving on, we have Ten of Cups in November. Ten of Cups is November across the board, from being this is the yearly reading, is a very content and a very gratitude-filled month for everybody. But in here, as the Four of Pentacles applies to this, I think you really appreciate what it is that you have, and even furthers this sense of giving, this sense of responsibility, the sense of taking care of people, the sense of nurturing others, to raise them to their place of being. The Ace, the Ten of Cups, I think that's probably your greatest accomplishment in that, and you find that contentment as you, the magician, begin to manifest your purpose, your reason, what it is that you want to do, how you want to move yourself forward. The Three of Cups coming up in December, ending the year. It's a celebration. It's joyous. It's jubilous, and just an all-around great party, to say the least. But your Four of Pentacles, I believe, that has a lot to do with this Three of Cups. As we share and lift others, we lift ourselves, and I think that's the joy of the world right there. And I think that your particular play in this, like I say, is that contentment that was in November in the Ten of Cups. So I believe that's pretty well takes us around the year there. If you have any questions about this, or you want to go deeper into any of this matter or any other type of reading, you can always reach me at my website, shaspirit.com, or email michael@shaspirit.com. And I'm on Facebook at Facebook.com/The Shaspirit, all one word. And so anyway, have a wonderful year. Thank you.